Okay, so in this class, we'll study about the dipole, electric lines of force. So what's a dipole? Dipole is a system of two equal and opposite charges, that is minus q and plus q, separated by a small distance 2a. Alright, and then we have studied about the dipole moment. Dipole moment is product of the one of the charges and the length of the dipole, and we have taken the length of dipole as 2a, and the direction of the dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge, as dipole moment is a vector quantity and its unit is coulomb meter. Then we have done about the electric field due dipole. So electric field due dipole, we have done the two cases, that is the electric field on the axis, and in the second case we have done the electric field due to on the electric field on its equatorial axis. So in the case of your axial field, so you know the expression, the electric field is equal to k 2pr upon r square minus a square raised to power 2 into p cap. So children, when you are doing the MCQs, you have to learn, you have to memorize these formulas. These formulas should be on your tips. So it is equal to 2 kpr upon r square minus a square ki power whole square into p cap. So electric field in the case of the axis, the electric field acts in the direction of the electric field. And when you're taking the special case, that is when the length of the dipole, that is A, is far smaller than R, then your electric field will reduce to 2 kp by r cube, and r cap, that means electric field acts in the direction of the electric field. This is in the case of when you're finding the electric field on the axis of the dipole. The next you have to do, that is when the electric field you are finding it when on the equatorial axis. So what is your equatorial axis? As you know that your equatorial axis means that is the perpendicular bisector. So if you are finding the electric field at the perpendicular bisector, so what will be my expression? It will be kp upon r square plus a square ki power 3 by 2 into minus p cap. What do I mean by minus p cap? Means that the electric field acts in the direction opposite to the direction of the electric field. That means this is my minus q and this is my plus q. So my dipole moment is in this direction, but the electric field, it will be in the opposite direction. Alright, and if you will take if you take in the special case, it's minus kp by r cube into p cap. So these are two formulas you should learn, that on the axial it is 2 kp by r cube, and in the case of your equatorial axis it is kp by r cube. So from here you will learn the very important relation, that again 1 marker can be asked on this. So E axial is equal to twice of the E equatorial. Children, this tutorial is I'm taking only the mind map. Mind map means, that means we have to do it, we have to brush up our concept, and we have to keep it in mind, the key points, such that we can attempt the MCQs. So this is about the electric field due to the dipole. The next topic which we are doing is the torque. That is when the dipole is placed in the uniform electric field. When we have studied that, it will experience a torque. Again, it can be 1 marker. If the dipole is placed in a uniform electric field, the net force on the dipole will be 0. That is the plus QE and minus QE. The net force will be 0, but it will experience the torque. And what will be my torque? Torque is equal to PE sine theta, or torque is equal to P cross E. That is, the direction of the torque is perpendicular to the plane containing P and E. That means the torque is perpendicular to both P and E. Like suppose here the question asks, name the pair of the two vectors which are perpendicular to each other. So what are two pairs? My two pairs will be torque and P, or torque and E. So children, never write P and E. P and E, there's an angle always between P and E is theta. So it's not necessary it has to be 90. So what is 90 is, which two pairs are perpendicular? Tau and P. That means my tau and P, or the second pair is tau and E. These are two pairs which are perpendicular to each other. This can be the probable 1 marker or the MCQ one which can be asked. So this is about the torque when the dipole is placed in uniform electric field. Then the next is when the dipole is placed in non-uniform electric field. So if the dipole is placed in non-uniform electric field, now it will experience force and the torque both. Again, this is your important one marker, and depending upon the net force, the charge will it will have the translatory motion and it will also have the rotatory motion. So this is the difference between the when the dipole is placed in uniform electric field and when the dipole is placed in non-uniform electric field. Okay students, so far we have learned about the dipole. What is dipole? What is dipole moment? Its unit, the electric field on the axis, on the equatorial point, the relation E axial is equal to 2 equatorial, the torque is equal to PE sin theta. Alright, and the net force in the uniform electric field is 0, whereas in the non-uniform electric field it will experience both force as well as the torque. The next topic is the electric lines of force. Electric lines of force, nothing but this is the pictorial representation of the electric field. Let's quickly revise the properties of the electric fields. These are the continuous curves without any break, and then they can't intersect. Okay, that means the two lines of force will not intersect with each other, because we know that the tangent, if you have got the electric lines of force, right? So what is the electric lines of force? Here, this is the electric lines of force. The tangent at any point gives me the direction of electric field. So what will happen if the two lines of force will intersect? That means at the point of intersection there will be two directions of the electric field. One is in this direction and the second is in this direction, which is not possible. Alright, so first is they form the continuous curve. Second, the two lines of forces, they cannot intersect. And the third property is that they start from the positive charge, as I have shown here. They start from positive charge and they end at the negative charge, right? This is the third property. And the fourth property is that they always terminate, or they always terminate normal to the conductor, or you can say they are always normal to the surface of the conductor. And then the next is they contract lengthwise. They contract lengthwise. What does it mean? That means the unlike charges, they attract each other. And they expand laterally, means that the two charges expand. In this case, they are expanding laterally. That means the two like charges repel each other. Alright children, so these are the properties of the electric lines of force. That is, they are the continuous curves without any break. The two lines of force, they cannot intersect each other. They start from positive charge and terminate at negative charge. They are always normal to the conductor. They contract lengthwise and they expand laterally. On these properties, children, the 1 markers can be asked based on these properties. And the next is that these are the different cases. Again, they can be asked in 1 marker. For the positive charges, the lines, they are going, as we have done electric field, kq by r square. So they are extending radially outwards. And if it is negatively charged, they are coming radially inwards. Only this is the difference. And this is the electric field due to if you have got a conductor. You can see that it's a positively charged conductor. So they are extending radially outward. But you can see that how the lines are coming. The lines are parallel and normal to the surface of the conductor. This is the property which just now I told you. And then these are the lines due to a system of equal and opposite charges. That is, you can say that this is for your dipole. And in the case of the dipole, you can say that is the line joining the two charges, the electric field is maximum, because the electric field will be in the same direction due to positive charge as well as the negative charge. So at this point, the electric field is maximum. Whereas in the case of two like charges, you can say that the electric field on the neutral points, they will be in the opposite direction. That is, the two electric fields are in the opposite direction. So what is my N? The N is the neutral point. That is, the net field at that point is 0. So this lecture concludes about the dipole and the properties of electric lines of force and how the electric lines of force will look for isolated positive charge, negative charge, dipole and system of two like charges. Thank you.